With the runaway success of the RX, it's understandable that Lexus might think that it's capable of just about anything. After all, it pretty much created the luxury crossover segment back when it was released in 1998, and it's been the class sales leader ever since. But there's one thing that the RX has never been able to do, and that's fit you, your spouse, your 2 kids, and grandma and grandpa when they come into town for a visit. For that, you need 3 rows, or a rather morally casual attitude towards seatbelt laws. So what's Lexus's answer? Well, you're looking at it. Hi, I'm Mike Perkins from CarGurus, and this is the 2018 RX 350L. Now, a quick glance might have you thinking that this is just like any other RX 350, but take a gander at the profile and you'll see the difference that little letter makes. 4.4 inches tacked onto the back mean that Lexus can add a 3rd row into their RX. And while that may seem a boon at first, closer examination will reveal why sales, no matter how impressive, just simply can't overcome engineering. Here, let me show you what I mean. Now, if you were to take a regular RX 350 and superimpose it over the L, you'd see that while the L is definitely longer, all of that extra length happens back here, behind the rear wheels. The wheelbase, the distance between the wheels, that stays exactly the same. And why is that important? That's engineering. See, when you build a vehicle from the beginning and design it as a 3-row, well, you're doing that with the knowledge that people are going to want and need to access that 3rd row. But when you convert a 2-row into a 3-row, well, this is what you get. Now granted, you're probably not going to force the 6'4" member of your group to utilize this 3rd row, but this is the perfect illustration of the difference between vehicles like the RX 350L and dedicated 3-row crossovers like the MDX or the Enclave or the XC90. I mean, I don't see how you get a car seat in and out of here gracefully, let alone a whole person. Okay, let's go up front. Let's say you're a steadfast brand champion, you're unwilling to waver from Lexus loyalty. There are still a couple more negatives that you should know that comes along with tacking on that little letter onto the rear hatch, namely price and weight. The 350L is $4,400 more than a regular RX 350, and that's to add on the 4.4 inches of length and another 4.6 cubic feet of storage. And that's $1,000 an inch. Plus, you also add more than 200 pounds of weight, which means that the already slightly sluggish RX 350 0 to 60 time of 7.9 seconds now goes up to 8.1. And you gain an extra mile per gallon in every category. So, with the RX 350L, now you're at 19 city, 26 highway, and 22 combined. And that's before you lose another mile per gallon when you tack on all-wheel drive. In real world, I'm getting 19. And that's only made worse by the curious fact that the 350L is actually rated 5 horsepower and 4 pound-feet lower than the regular RX 350, 290 horsepower and 263 pound-feet respectively. Still not really sure why that happened. But that's not to say that either one of them are slow. They may be on the sedate side of the segment, but there's still a lot of oomph here for a 4,500 pound vehicle. Especially high up in the revs, the engine has plenty of power for passing, and the 8-speed automatic handles things with no drama whatsoever. If I could complain a little bit, it does try to select a higher gear a little bit too quickly for my taste, but if you slot the drive select into sport mode, that eliminates most of the problem with nearly no fuel penalty that I can see. Now, it's hard to argue with Lexus interiors. This is a very nice place to spend some time with high quality materials and an attractive design. I personally can't wait for the metal painted plastic trim to go away, and the remote touch interface is still my least favorite on the market, but those are my personal preferences. Ignoring all of that, there are a lot of good things happening in here. And paramount amongst them is this front quarter glass. This little change right here makes a huge difference in forward visibility, and that is a very good thing because, as is typical with most three-row crossovers, overall visibility ain't great. For that reason alone, I would say that the $1,800 blind spot monitoring system with the parking sensors and the panoramic view, that's probably a good idea. It's a shame it's not included in a $50,000 vehicle, but c'est la vie. This example also comes with the $200 touch-free power rear door, which helps show off the expanded 18.4 cubic foot trunk, which grows to 56 cubic feet when you drop the second row seats. It also has the $3,200 upgraded navigation system with this gorgeous 12.3-inch screen and a 15-speaker Mark Levinson sound system. But in one of the most confusing moves in automotive industry history, there's still no Android Auto or Apple CarPlay integration. And because the RX doesn't utilize N-Form 2.0, it won't get Alexa, as was announced for a lot of Lexus vehicles at CES this year. That alone is sure to dissuade some shoppers. But the ugly elephant in the room remains that if you're in the market for a luxury mid-size three-row crossover, why not just go with a vehicle that was purpose-built for that function, like the MDX, for example? It offers more space, better handling, better fuel economy, and it's cheaper too. So I leave it up to you. Why would you choose the RX 350L over the rest of the three-row competition? Let me know in the comments. Hey, thanks for watching. For full details on the 2018 Lexus RX 350L, just click the link in the description and you can head over to CarGurus.com and read my full review. And for videos of some of those competitors that I mentioned, well, just subscribe to the channel.